CONMEBOL qualifying continues with match days 5 and 6 upon us, and it's the last 10 games that we'll see until September of 2024. So sit back and enjoy while we take you through some predictions to see how the South American table will end up going into next year. Guys, Matty G back here with you on Football with Flags. Thanks so much for joining us. For those who are new to the channel, we've got a little game set up with our predictions throughout this entire qualifying process. As you can see on the right-hand side is the official table. That is what is set in stone after the first 4 match days of qualifying. On the left-hand side is a table based off of all the predictions we have made through match day number 4. And this is really just to see how close we could possibly get in terms of point total and standings, etc., all the way down to the very end here in a couple years' time. So that is, again, just to help catch everyone up if they are new to the channel. As you can see, we've got some pretty close and correct, spot on, but some are obviously wrong at the moment, and we're trying to sort those out. So there you go. We'll get things started with Bolivia versus Peru, and Peru have been competitive through their first 4 games despite only a point in the table. However, they have yet to score a goal in World Cup qualifying. As for Bolivia, they obviously started out with Brazil and Argentina, a tough task. Unfortunately, we're not able to get any points through that or their last 2 games. But they have looked better against Ecuador and Paraguay, I believe, despite still no results yet in World Cup qualifying. Peru have won 4 of the last 5 between these two sides, but Bolivia did win 1-0 back in 2021 in this same fixture. However, I do feel like Peru finally gets on the score sheet this time around. They've played very well in their first 4 games, just yet to really have anything to show for it. I think Peru get the job done. Next up, we have Venezuela taking on Ecuador, and Venezuela have been the surprise of the table thus far through qualifying, sitting in 4th with a massive draw against Brazil, and they've only conceded 1 goal through 4 games. Meanwhile, Ecuador, despite the negative point total to begin qualifying, have looked really solid and put up some good performances as they climb back up the table. These two sides have had 3 draws in their last 5 meetings, and Venezuela wound up winning this fixture back in 2021, but I think this time around it ends in a draw. Moving on to Argentina and Uruguay, a showdown between the top 2 teams in the table currently. Uruguay's Darwin Nunez looked really solid in the last cycle of games with 2 goals, including 1 against Brazil and a 2-0 victory. Argentina have yet to concede a goal in their first 4 World Cup qualifying games, and they've looked threatening not only going forward but in the back as well. Uruguay have not scored against Argentina since 2019, and the last time this fixture was played in 2021, it was a 3-0 win to Argentina. Give me Argentina to once again win and stay in good form, unbeaten at the top of the table. Chile and Paraguay are next, and Chile have been inconsistent and struggled to finish good chances in front of goal thus far, only providing 1 shot on goal in a 3-0 loss to Venezuela during the last cycle. Meanwhile, Paraguay have had a similar story, had a good opportunity to collect a win against Peru in that opening game, while Peru had a red card, but they were unable to score and have still not scored in qualifying in their last 3 games either. This is a huge game for both sides that really need a result, and again, a game that could potentially be important with these two sides as they might be fighting for that playoff spot at the end of this qualifying campaign. There have been no draws between these two sides in their last 5 meetings, and Chile won this game back in 2021. I think a similar story will be written this time around. Give me Chile taking the victory over Paraguay. Last game for matchday 5 sees Colombia host Brazil, and Colombia have been good thus far, but not great. After a late red against Uruguay, they conceded in extra time to end that game 2-2, leaving 2 big points on the table. Meanwhile, for Brazil, they're looking to rebound after a draw against Venezuela and a loss to Uruguay. And of course, we all know the injury due to Neymar as well. A big loss for this team. They still have plenty of options up top. They'll be fine throughout the rest of this World Cup qualifying process, but it's still definitely disappointing for them moving forward, not having one of their leaders. Colombia have taken 2 draws against Brazil the last 2 times they've played them at home in World Cup qualifying cycles. I think we'll see a similar storyline in this one. Hopefully we'll see some goals, as the last time these two faced off, it was 0-0, but I do think we'll see a draw between Colombia and Brazil. Now on to match day 6, and we're back with Colombia as they travel to Paraguay. Paraguay desperately need a result, since this again will be the last game they'll play for 10 months, and again they've yet to score a goal. Hopefully by this game they'll have done something in match day 5, but we'll have to wait and see. As for Colombia, they would love to end this cycle on a good note, already having 3 draws and possibly 4 in the table. They would love to collect 3 points here at the end to really feel good about themselves going into next September. Paraguay have not defeated Colombia since 2017, but the last time time these two faced off in World Cup qualifying in 2021, it was a 1-1 draw. I think Paraguay are able to score in this game, if not in match day 5, and I think they're at least able to take a point off of Colombia here in match day 6. Ecuador and Chile face off in match day 6, and it was a 0-0 draw back in 2021 for this fixture, but they have been dead even through their last 5 results, 2 wins apiece and a draw. Ecuador have been difficult at home, playing really well in my opinion. As for Chile, obviously we know the struggles that they've had in front of goal that could potentially still be a factor going into this game. I think Ecuador are able to get the job done and secure 3 points heading into next year. Uruguay host Bolivia, and they won this fixture 4-2 back in 2021, but the last time these two teams met, Bolivia won 3-0. I believe, though, Uruguay had already locked up World Cup qualification by the time that 3-0 fixture came out. I don't think we'll see Uruguay slipping like that again, and obviously they'll probably have a different lineup as well. I think Uruguay at home will win this game comfortably. The one we've all been waiting for, Brazil taking on Argentina. They have split their last 5 affairs, 2 wins apiece with a draw in between them. But the last 2 times these teams have tried to meet, the games have been canceled. I don't think we'll see that happen this time around. Argentina could still be unbeaten coming into this game, and I think we'll see a game where Brazil are able to take a good majority of possession, but Argentina could be lethal through turnovers and counterattacks. I think we'll see both sides on the score sheet, hopefully 2, 3, maybe even 4. That would be lovely. But still, I think both sides will score. At the end of the day, though, I think this one ends in a draw. Last game on the slate sees Peru take on Venezuela, and Peru have controlled this series as of late with 3 wins and 2 draws in their last 5 affairs. This fixture back in 2021 during World Cup qualifying saw Peru win 1-0. Thomas Rincon had a red card for Venezuela and was sent off in that game, but this is a really intriguing fixture. Obviously, Peru being at the bottom of the table, Venezuela sitting in 4th currently. Venezuela obviously just wanting to stay in one of those automatic qualification spots as long as possible, all the way hopefully till the end. But Peru recognized that a loss here could really mean something serious, even though it's just after 6 games. Being down in one of those bottom 3 spots is not where you want to be at any point during this qualification process. We all know how important points are and how difficult they are to come by. I think Venezuela come into this game still in good form. Peru were able to get on the score sheet and look good, but at the end of the day, it ends in a draw. So there you have it, guys. After match day 6, that's what our table looks like on the left. And of course, those point totals look a little bit different compared to the ones on the right, especially when you look at teams like Venezuela, with our table only having 4 points, but in reality, they already sit at 7. The goal is to hopefully have those numbers start to balance themselves out as this qualification process goes on the next couple of years. But obviously right now it looks a little bit different since it's so early on. But again, we've had a lot of fun doing these predictions, had gotten more right than wrong, of course, thus far. But again, hopefully once it comes down to the end, this thing will start to look pretty consistent with the official table. But guys, please share your thoughts and comments down below, your own predictions as well. We'd love to hear from you. Guys, I certainly hope you enjoyed this video. If you're still with us, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button if you haven't already done so. Let us know down in the comments who you're rooting for, your own predictions as well if you'd like. And again, make sure you soak up these games as much as possible, because they'll be the last ones we'll see until next September. During September 5th and 10th is when they'll bring it back to us in 2024. So a long time away. So enjoy these games while you have it. We've got plenty more content coming your way, though, from around the globe, with plenty of more action throughout the international game. So make sure you stay tuned with us, guys. Have a blessed day, and we'll see you soon. Peace.